Broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Raise your hand if you can see me or hear me. If you see the screen and you can hear it, raise your hands. I've got Noah's raised his hand. We're waiting for some more people to come in here. So is Ryan. Max is here this time. Excellent, Max. We got Ian's coming on board. We're just waiting for everybody to get on here. All right, leave your hands up, guys. I'll put your hands down. It makes it easy for me to know who's in there and just that. So we're waiting for Max to raise his hand once we know we got it in here. Yeah, there we go. Ian, we got yours. There we go. All right. Let me go ahead. We're recording this as we speak. So let's go ahead. We got that recording. All right. I hope everybody's doing well. This will bring back some memories for Max probably down the road. My goal is now a little bit of Scratch. Since people didn't have very much programming experience, some people have done a little bit of Scratch, but we're just going to review that. And then from there, I'd like to do that this week. And then from there, we'll go to a different programming language. And then we're going to come up with some things you can do at home physical. So it won't just be programming, but it does lend itself well. So here's a good chance to do that. Does anybody have any questions? All right. On a side note, let me see if I can push it up here. I'm going to go, we've got a lot of things showing up here. All right, so in the end here, I'm going to do one more here. Let's see if they updated Charlotte Meddy here. Charlotte Meddy. All right, we've delivered 6,800 shields, all the people in that organization. Tonight, we will probably add another $2,000 at least. So that thing's going along pretty fast. All right, we'll put everybody's hands down here. If you've got a hand question, raise your hand. Ian does. Yeah, Ian. Hey, Ian.
I can't see your screen. Are you sharing it with us?
Okay, right now? People said they could see it. All right, can you see it now? That would be really helpful, Mr. Dubek. Thank you, Ian. Folks, don't raise your hands or tell me next time. Say, hey. Hey, better yet, Mr. Dubek, let's get it right. All right. Okay. So, let's go ahead. What I want you to do while we're doing that, so I just brought that up. I'm so glad you raised your hand on that, and it shows it up here. I should know better. So this is it. We're going to do Scratch. I am going to have you all go to Scratch. It's by MIT. So if you search it, MIT Scratch.mit.edu kind of thing, you should get the 3.0. You never have to pay for anything in here. So there it is, Scratch Imagine MIT.edu. And it's an awesome thing. Go ahead, do me a favor. Let's bring it up on our machines now. Raise your hands once you've done that. Okay? All right, so here we go. Raise your hand once you have it. It's a great idea if you sign in and join Scratch, so that way you can save your work, but you don't have to, okay? And Max, if you want to join us, since you've done Scratch for at least this little bit, if you want to join the high school one, I will send you a link for that so you can use processing, because I think you've done a lot of Scratch in the past. Or have you? Let me ask you. No, I could be wrong on that, actually. Hang on. Max, have you done a lot of Scratch?
Yeah, I've done a lot of Scratch.
Okay. Have you done much processing?
Processing, like making the code for Scratch?
No, this is something different. Are you available next hour?
Next hour?
Yeah, would you be available at 4 o'clock to sit in on class?
Yeah.
All right, well, you're more than welcome to sit in on Scratch. but I will also get you a link for the 4 o'clock. You can come to that webinar because actually, hang on, I will get it for you. I want everybody else to go through Scratch, guys, just 2 lessons. And before anybody says, oh, I've done it before, or I'm bigger, this is for little kids, Scratch, if you're a Harvard programming student, you start with Scratch. Charlotte Lanton's computer AP kids start with Scratch. So believe me, you can learn a lot from Scratch. And if you see the games on here, you'll be amazed. All right? So, Max, just hang on here. I'm going to give you a link here. I'm going to try to copy it over. Everybody else getting this, I'm going to mute Max here. Then I'm going to go up to, if I can get to my other webinars, let me see if I can go there or not. I may or may not be. There's Young Engineers. There's about that. Let me see if I can get over here. Go to Dashboard, Event Details. We go to Dashboard. All right, here it is. Let me see if I can get an invite on this. They've changed all these things now, so it's like share. Here we go. Have the registration link. All right, now I'm going to put this in here. This is for processing. If folks want to sit through this for 2 hours, you can. I'm not going to exclude anybody, but really I would rather you come to this first than the others. So there it is. I'm going to type the message right like this and send it if you want to go that. Okay, do you see it there, Max? Let me unmute him. Max, did you see that?
Oh.
Hey, Max.
Yep. Yep, I see it.
All right, there we go. We're going to do something called processing there. All right, so I'm putting everybody's hands down. We're ready to get going on some little scratcheroo going here. Scratch is awesome because you can sit there and you can make really great games. I mean, really, we could just push it. The reason why I'm not having everybody do Scratch right now is not because I don't like Scratch. I love Scratch. I think it's really great. It's the fact that Scratch is, they've seen it. So part of this is I want to keep showing you different things. All right, so if that makes sense. So let's go through my little presentation slide because it'll be much easier. What is Scratch? It's at the MIT website, as I just mentioned. It was developed by MIT. It was to get people programming quickly. All right, so here's new for Scratch. It's 3.0. That's what we're running with. And if you log in and stuff, you're going to see they have all kinds of games. It's amazing to me what people made in Scratch. So, and in fact, in my school, and when you come out to the lab, you can play any game you want as long as you make it as if we were at school. Okay? So you got the project editor, which is blocks, tabs, script, stage, sprites, costume, sound tab. What in the world is that? Let me show you what we're talking about. Here's the project editor. Here's where all our code is. Here's our block palette to look at code. This is the code. This is where we put our code. And this is our little sprite, the case, the kitty cat. This describes said sprite. So there's the stage in which the cat goes on. So over here is where our code is on the left side. And this is sensitive. You want motion, you're going to get these. And they're all going to be blue. You want looks, it's all going to be purple. And they're going to come up there. And depending on what it is. It's also sensitive what kind of sprite it is. Here's your script area. There's your stage that your sprite goes on. And we can change the background of that stage. Okay? So that's all right here. We're going to get you making here in a minute. All right, so I'm going to go over here. So there it is. I'm just going to do create. I can make these fast enough in my head. I've done enough time. All right, so up it pops. All right, I'm going to close that because it's going to say it. So I'm going to move it over here. All right, so here's my kitty cat. I'm going to drag said kitty cat over here. He's a sprite. I don't like naming things vague like that. If I say kitty, I know exactly what it is, right? So bring it up, get your cat, name your sprite's kitty. Raise your hand once you've done that. We're going to do a lot of this today where we're going to code, do something, code, do something. So I'm waiting on Noah. Noah, bring your hand up once you've done it. If you can't do it because you can't run it on a computer, let me know. They also make an iPad version of this, but you should be able to do it. All right, Noah's up there. Excellent. So there we go. We've got Noah. We're set there with the code. Life is good. Life is great. Life is Super duper. All right, so how does this work? Well, over here, I'm going to pull it over and look at it. You've got move 10 steps. Now we need an event to tell this, hey, when am I going to move said 10 steps? So I'm going to go to control or in events. All right, so when the flag is clicked, there's our flag, move the kitty 10 steps. You guys all do that, only you make the cat go 20 steps when you click the flag. I'm going to put your hands down. Make it do that now. Cat moves 20 steps when you move the flag. Ryan's on it. All right. Ryan, you got a question, buddy? I'm going to unmute you. Ryan, you got a question? He's muted.
Oh no, I was just raising my hand when you did it, when you finished.
All right, you finished it. When you finished it. All right, good. So there's the cat. There's 20 steps. There's 10 steps. If you want to raise your hand once you guys have done it, just leave your hand up. I'll put you down. I'm not going to worry about Max because I don't know if Max is doing it now or not. Noah's there. Good. All right. So this is the only difference is what I did is you make it 20 steps. Now, something else you should notice. There is a negative to this. So if I go here, it goes back. If I go there, 20, it goes forward. All right? And right there, he's going forward. I said kitty cat, moving all over the place. You can bring the whole thing up if you go into this right up here. Like here's, let's look at the windows. That just shows a little bit of the cat moving. This is more of the cat moving. This is the whole screen of the cat. So over there on the top that you can control all of this. All right. Now, so like I said, here's your menu choices. You can also change the costume of the cat. We'll get into that, and you get into sounds. All right. So if I move 20 steps, I can do this. I can go to sound, and I'm going to play the meow sound. And this is playing obnoxious, but we'll do it. All right. I don't know if he's meows so quick and the movement is so slow. I'm going to make it so you can see a second. What I'm going to do is have him move. All right. And then I'm going to have him wait a second. So let me see here. Well, that's wait until. Let's get wait. Let's go back up here. Request forever if else wait until. Let's go up to movement. All right. Let me go up here. All right. So you go up here. I just want you to see you have move 10 steps. You can have him turn. You can play the piano. You can have him go to a random position. Well, what in the world does that mean? That means right here, if we look at our sprite, here's his location. If you move your cat around, your sprite location is going to be different. It's an X and Y coordinate, just like you learned in math. Left of center is negative. Right of center is going to be positive. Up, positive. Down, negative. So just like in math class, this corner here is positive and positive. So we put them up there. Look at his values, both positive. Put them over here. Left X is negative, Y is positive. Down here, X is negative, Y is negative. Over here, X is positive, Y is negative. So that's just to help you find out where our said kitty cat goes. All right. Now, let me see something else here. There it is, my control. I just didn't have it up there. Now watch when I run him. I'm going to pull him back here. Now watch. He moves, and then he whines. So if I do it this way, watch what happens. See how the order matters. Sequence matters in programming. This order all matters when you're doing this. All right, it just can happen so fast sometimes you really can't see it. All right, go ahead and do that. I'll put your hands down. Go ahead, and I'll tell you what. Go ahead and get them to do that. Without looking at my code, if at all possible. Just try to do it yourself. Raise your hand once you've done it. In fact, all right, excellent. Carson, could you join us? Get on Scratch 3.0. We're reviewing it, buddy. Just go ahead, get on here with the code. We're waiting for you, Carson, before I go to the next thing. All right. Carson, raise your hand once you built this, because we're waiting on you, buddy. Hey, Carson. Let me see if I can get him. Hey, Carson.
I'm working on it right now.
Okay, good enough. I'll block you up right here. Once he gets it, guys, if you want, make the cat go around, mess around a little bit while we wait on Carson so he gets up there. All right, he's set. Okay, excellent. So let's say we got our cat here. We're not going to meow anymore. We're done meowing for a while. Meowing gets annoying really fast. When I do workshops on this, I tell the teachers, let them do it. Let your class just get it out of the way. Let everybody do it. So we got the cat. One click, move. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, you know, you could move and you could make the steps more than 20, but you still end up clicking all the time. That's annoying. So we're going to do what's called repeat. Now, what this says is whatever inside here, do it 10 times. So it's moved 20, 10 times, it's 200. Watch your cat. Oh, there he goes. There it goes. All right, make the cat go 300 every time you click on it. Putting your hands down, let me know when you got it. Make the cat go 300 every time you click on it. And I might start doing this where I just blow the cat up so you can't see my code. But when you click on the flag, instead of going 20 like I had, make it go 300. Once you've done it, raise your hands. All right, excellent. Now, let me go back. So you could have done this a couple ways. There's no wrong answer. You could have done 15, which gets you to 300. You could have also gone 10 and gone 30. Either way, no problem. In this case, you're going to still get the same results. But the truth of the matter is, I don't want to press, I want to press it once, and I don't want to do it again. So instead of doing a repeat loop, I'm going to do what's called a forever loop. That once I go in there, that's not going anywhere. So if I run that, watch what happens. Whoa, catty's tail goes rolling off. So let me go up here. I'm going to pull the cat back over here. I got to hit stop. I can't even get the cat. So I'm going to move him over here. What the heck's going on here? Let me go back over there. Come on, cat. I'll tell you what, he doesn't want to play well, so I'm going to show you something else we're going to do. We're going to say go to. I'm going to tell it to go to. What I'm going to do is say go to -100. So it's always over to the left when it starts. All right. So when I run it, he comes right back over here. So I can play them again. Stop. There he goes. Hey, but he comes right off the screen. Get him to do that. Get him to start from one location every time and run over there. I didn't quite show you everything there. I'm purposely pressing you a little bit. I will tell you it's over in the move. And remember, this is X along this axis, Y just like in math class. So try that. Raise your hand once you have it. All right. Okay, everybody's got it. Excellent. Now, go ahead and stop. And I like to go, notice order matters. If I put this in the forever loop and try to run this, watch what happens. I'm going to go move this over. Same program, the cat's not going anywhere. The reason the cat's not going anywhere is the first command is go to this location, move 20 steps, go to this location, move 20 steps. It's not going anywhere. So that's why make sure what's in the loop you want to repeat indefinitely. What's not, this is kind of in the setup. This is at the very beginning, just setting up your program. Now, one thing I did notice, I would like it so it didn't stand that wall. So I'm going to add another question. This is called looping, by the way. And then if on the edge, bounce. Watch what happens here. All right. You can slow it down. See if you can get your kitty cat to go back and forth, but not as fast as mine is. Raise your hand once you've done that. Okay, hands are all up. Excellent. Let's go back and look at it. So if on edge, bounce. Also notice, down here it gives you the size and the direction. So the direction is now going to the left. Remember on the X, it's -90. Okay, let's watch this run again. It goes back and forth. Okay, now, and you can do it where not only you go 30, I'm going to slow it down. Now I'm only going to go 3 steps. You move slower. So that's how I'm speaking this up and down. Now, what you can also do is you can say, you can change costume. So if you go to looks, you can say switch costume to next costume, for example. So say every time on the edge he bounces, he's going to go to look a little different. So there he's going da 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 da. Oh, back da 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 da. All right. So he's just switching back and forth, right? And if he hits on the bounce, this is making me ill. I'm not sure. Don't do that very much. I think you're going to get sick. All right. So if you think about it now, folks, you know really some very fundamental things about coding. Sequence matters. We use loops to keep them in there. And this is what's called Boolean logic. If this is true, do this. All right. If on edge, bounce. So now we are going to start making a Pong game. It's always the classic way I start teaching Scratch. So let's go ahead and get rid of said cat because we're not going to bounce him up and down, put him in the trash. Notice all the code just went away. But we're good with that. We're going to go over here and we're going to get a new sprite. You could draw one out. We can surprise us, choose a sprite. Let's go to choose a sprite. Let's go to things. Let's do ours. Ours is going to be ball. It could be anything, but we're going to use ball. But you do want it so it bounces up, and some other things might make it a little bit tougher. All right, so now what I want you to do is, and then I'll write the code if you can't, but I want you to get the ball to fall up and down. Get the ball to fall up and down. You're going to have to think about what direction you're pointing them in. Let me give you this one tip. Let's go in here, motion. See this? It says glide pointing in a direction. Now, if you can make it this direction, you can make it that direction. This is this direction. So use that. Let me give you that function. And let me tell you, that's probably outside the loop. That's the last thing I'm going to say about it. You guys work on this. Get the ball to fall, just bounce up and down. Let's see how well you can master that. All right, Carson's on it. Excellent. Carson, you missed this. We're only going to do 2 days of Scratch, and then we're going on to some other languages. But I wanted to just get everybody a basic review of how programming works. I would have loved to have had this when I was a kid. All right, raise your hands. We've got a couple more people. I'm happily go through the code, but you guys are sharp. We can do this. And this is a lot better than me lecturing and you just going, oh my gosh, listen to Mr. D just drone on. So I'm waiting to find out from Noah here, see where he stands on this. It's cool if you don't have it. I just don't want, it's okay, take your time. I just don't want, we don't want, okay, so let's go through here. So I am going to start with the move, and I'm going to have a move block. All right? But I'm also going to need to repeat. So I'm thinking about this. So I'm going to need this to go forever once I get going. So if I'm doing this, I'm just going to even lay this out. I'm just going to think about the order. I know I'm going to want to press a flag when to get started. I know I need an event to get started. There's lots of events, not just the flag, by the way. You can space bar, all kinds of things. All right, so in this flag, I know I need that. I need to point it in direction. I need to keep moving over and over again. And then I need it to bounce. Let's go back over to motion. I know I'm going to need it to bounce when it touches an edge. All right? So an edge bounce. So this is my mind's eye. Here's the order of things. If I had a sheet of paper, we call this writing pseudocode. I think about, well, what do I want it to do? So let's think about it. I'm going to put this up like this because I only want to point in that direction once in the beginning. I want everything else in here to run over and over again. So I'm going to move 10 steps. I'm going to go here, and this is all the code I'm writing on that sprite right there. Now watch what happens. Well, Mr. Dubicki, move it out of the way. There it is. It's bouncing up and down. Point and direction, I have point and direction 30. Let's make the, now, stop, go. It's just going to bounce up and down. Okay, it bounces up and down. Great, you got a bouncing ball. What good is that? Well, instead of hitting the ball, let's first of all, let's get the ball to move around a little bit, because just falling up and straight down is going to be pretty boring. So I'm going to go over here and show you some commands to look at. There's a turn in so many degrees. See if you can get that ball to turn at some point in this. So that way it's going to look strange. I'm going to say inside the loop, instead of it just going straight up and down and always doing 0 degrees, we want to turn. If you can add a random to it, even more points. But right now, just get it to do that. So Noah's got it doing it. Raise your hand once you got it. We got Ryan, we got Ian. How we doing, guys? Carson, let me know once you have it. All right. Looks like we're getting this here. All right, so we're going to point in a direction. So what we can do to randomize this is we can tell that if move 10 steps, if on edge, bounce. All right? So what you can do, we need to add what's called an if-then statement here. We're going to go over to here, and we're going to say, if this is true, do this. So we haven't moved in 10 steps, but we're going to say it is if it does something, turn the ball, I'm going to say 15 degrees. All right? And then, by the way, underneath that, we've got it bouncing. So move, if you touch something, turn, if on edge, bounce. Well, what do we mean by that? So, okay, mine's starting to move. So let's go over to the sense. And what it's going to do is go over here to sensing. If touching mouse pointer, if touching, and actually, I've got a step ahead here. Sorry. We need to have one more thing in here. We'll be coming back right to this really quickly here. So it's going to move. It's going to bounce. If on edge, bounce. Go 15 degrees. You're going to see it. It's going to kind of go all over the place. That's weird. All right. So let's come back to that. We're going to do. So you can do something like this. If we go to mouse pointer, you can do edge. So what we can do is back to here. So you just can't stick it in there is what I was trying to show you. So go back into here. And then you're going to say if, but it's not going to be a mouse pointer. It's going to be the edge. Edge, turn 15 degrees. If on edge, bounce. So watch what happens now. So now it begins to bounce, and you'll see that it's random. A little more realistic game here. It's bouncing up and down. But even that's predictable. And we'll do some things about it. And honestly, all we got is a ball bouncing up and down. I mean, not much. Okay. Quite a game you got there, Mr. D. All right, let's stop. And let's add something here so we make this into our game. So this is all the code with the ball. We're just trying right there. This is all in the forever loop. This is where it sets up. You can imagine you can sign it where the ball is going to show up. I can even show how to randomize it. Let's add another sprite. Go down where the little kitty's head is. Choose a sprite. Now what I'm going to look for is a paddle. Or, let me see, paddle. There, here's a paddle. All right. So then, that's called a paddle. But you could have made anything that looks that size. That's all that matters. All right? Now, on the paddle, we're going to start writing some code there as well. So first of all is the event. When this flag is clicked, it's going to be on there. Put everybody's hands down. This time, what I wanted to do is I want it to be in that loop forever. We're going to not, you don't even have to worry about, well, we can start it up. We can decide where the paddle is going to be, I guess. So we're going to say this location. So X is 13, Y is negative 91. Let's move our paddle down to here. Look at our values, 25 and 141. So here's what we're going to do. Go over there, the command there that tells you, hey, go to this location. First thing we're going to do, there's 25 and 141, just like it knows where you're at right now and says, okay, that's where we're going to be. And we'll make that maybe negative 150 just because what the heck. And we can make this 0. We'll be in the center of the screen then. All right. Whoa, 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 Tom. So X is going to be right in the center, negative Y 150. There's our ball. Now, here's what we're going to do is we got to move that paddle. I'm going to show you how to do the left side. You do the right side. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to go in this. I'm going to put a forever loop because I want this to repeat over and over again. This could be an if-then statement. And so here's what we're going to do. Go to my sensing. What am I touching? Well, if touching color, you can do to that. Distance to mouse pointer. They've got all kinds of things there. If the key space is pressed is one we're going to go to here. If I press the right arrow, I'm going to do this now. I'm going to just change. I'm not going to use move. I'm going to change X. Because remember, it's going X. So change X by 10. So I'm putting that in my forever loop. If this is true, do this. Now watch what happens. Let's go up here and run it. I can move my ball. Look at this. I can't move it to the left yet. And it really doesn't do much. So what I want you to do right now, use my code right here, look at it, and make it so what you can do with the left arrow. Raise your hand once you got it. While you're doing that, raise your hands once you've got it, guys. Let's see if. I was hoping we'd updated our shield count. Raise your hands once you have it. We got one guy who's got it done. Let everybody give him a chance. All right. We just about have everybody up here. So let me go ahead and show you the code on this. You would go, I think one thing you can do in this, I'm going to stop, make sure it's stopped. I can sit here and I can duplicate this. So there it is. I don't really need that forever, so I'm going to pull that out. All right. Let's get rid of that forever. I don't want to touch the right arrow key. I'm going to touch the left arrow key now. And now I'm going to change that by -10. Okay? And then if statement needs to go down here. So there's two separate if statements. Now when I run this, this is the green flag. I can move this any way I want. Now the only problem with this is, well, great, Mr. D, but it doesn't do anything. Very true. So here's what we're going to do. Blast this so you can save this. I'm going to put everybody's thing down. We're going to say, we're going to go back to the ball. And you could have done the paddle, but there's some reasons you end up wanting to do it with the ball. You know how it says if touching on the edge turn 15 degrees? Okay. How about this? Another if statement. I want you to try to figure out. I will give you a hint. I will give you a hint. If you're touching on something else, maybe that paddle, get it the reverse direction. Think about this. This was on the edge. See if you can come up with a way to do it. I'll give you 2 or 3 minutes, and then I will show you. And that's where we'll stop for today. And then tomorrow we'll show you how to do a 2-player. Wednesday, keep a score. Just keep adding thing and thing to it. Keep adding features. Shush, Tom. I couldn't say features. I'm not getting it right. All right. And before you make fun of the Pong game, by the way, the first Pong game made what was equivalent of multiple millions of dollars, just quarters. It was unbelievable. And it was created so people would talk to each other when they went out to a restaurant, that they'd have the game there. And somebody would sit there and say, hey, you want to come play Pong with me? And they would play together. That was the whole idea. Carson's got his going. Excellent. Hey, folks, we will have class again Monday. We have class this Wednesday. We won't have class next Monday. That's Easter Monday. I hope you get some time off. Spend with your family, play some board games. Maybe make a video game they can play. So Noah, Ryan, Ian, how are we doing over there? All right, leave your hands up once you get it. All right, I'm going to show you just so everybody can see it. So what we want to do, it's another if-then statement. Let me stop. I'm going to just real quickly duplicate this one. I'm not going to, what I am not going to do is I'm going to tattle the paddle. I'm not going to, I'm going to change it. And then I'm going to tell it to turn. And then I'm also going to point it in, all right. I also need to tell it to point in a new direction. So it might turn, but I need to get point in a direction. So let me go point in direction. Back to 0. Turn, point to a direction. Now watch what happens. Let's make sure we're not inside that other if loop. All right. It can be a little bit. Yeah, that. No, let's run it. Oh, that's too bad. You would have seen it work. Now, honestly, it's just always pointing up in the zero, so I need to change that 15 degrees. There's one thing you can notice on this that I did wrong. So I made it, I told it, and this is where the program runs right. The program isn't broken. It runs, it's doing exactly what I told it, but it's not what I want. It's going straight up and down. I said I wanted it to turn. So here's where I changed the order. Now watch what happens. Whoa. Now, we got a paddle game and it moves 15 degrees, but oh goodness, it does the same thing over and over again. Last thing I'm going to show you. We can go over to math. Let's go to operators and whatnot, and let's go into random. Pick a random number. We're going to pick a random number. Instead of going turn 15 degrees, we're going to pick a random number between minus 15 degrees to 15 degrees. Now, when we run this, now we can start getting all kinds of, see how that's almost up that time, and this time it's at an angle. We're now getting randomness. And what you really do in a game like this is you do some basic physics, you do the calculations of when you hit it. All right. Folks, that's what I wanted to cover today. This is being recorded. It'll be uploaded later. But you're all here, so I'm not worried about that a whole lot. We'll do another day of Scratch, and then we'll move on to other things. Let me ask you, raise your hand. So were you good? How was the real quick question? And if you'll just, let me get my attendees here. How many people feel like I was going at the right pace? All right, great. How many people like this review or introduction to Scratch? If you've already done it before, but there you go. I hope you found it helpful. Okay, good. All right. And I will see you all Wednesday. Take care now. Bye-bye.